Hello.
Hi,
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How about you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Very well. Very nice to meet you. My name is Alan. What about you?
My name is Young.
Young, okay. Nice to meet you. Where are you from?
I'm from Vietnam.
Ah, very good. Vietnam. I was there 10 years ago. Where are you from? What part of Vietnam?
I'm in the Central Highlands.
Ah, okay. I don't remember all the places I went to, but I started in Ho Chi Minh City and I finished in Hanoi and I stopped on a few different places along the coast. I think, let me see, maybe Da Nang. I think that was one. Nha
Yeah,
Trang, maybe that was another, but there were many other places too, and I
yeah,
don't remember all the names. But I thought Vietnam was a beautiful country, beautiful landscape, nice weather, very interesting place.
yeah. I think so too. Um, the Central Highlands is it's mostly mountains, and
Hmm.
there's not many beautiful places to see, so it's not famous. So it's
Okay.
okay. You haven't.
Yeah, I mean, when I went there, I had the impression that most of the people lived in Ho Chi Minh City or Hanoi, and in between it was, there were a lot less people, less cities, and I think maybe less opportunities because I felt that a lot of people came from the countryside, like the highlands, to live in the cities, to look for a job. Maybe that's correct.
Yeah, my country it's still urbanizing, I think.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
there's not much cities yet, but
Hmm.
currently we have cities, five big cities, and soon Hue will be one of these cities.
Yeah.
Maybe many more.
Okay. How do you feel about that? Do you think that it's a good thing?
Yeah, it's absolutely a good thing because if there are more cities, it proves that the country is developing and
Hmm.
the life of many people are getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the people in the region has to have a good life, have more money
Hmm.
and things to so that that region will can become a country, a city, right?
Yeah. Of course, it's a good thing. I think it's good that other places develop because if that doesn't happen, everybody will go to Ho Chi Minh City or Hanoi and they'll be too crowded because I remember when I arrived in Ho Chi Minh City, I thought, wow, so many motorbikes, so
Yeah,
many people, so many motorbikes going everywhere, and you want less people in the cities, not more.
yeah. Actually, the that's one of the problem in Vietnam. People they prefer private transportation, means
Hmm.
a vehicle, and
Yeah,
they rarely travel by public transport. So the environment is polluted, and the traffic is often be busy.
yeah,
So and also there are many accidents. So it's not a
that's
good.
right.
Yeah,
That's
people
right because
people should use bicycles or even walk to work. Uh,
yeah.
Also, they should use the bus if they want to travel faster instead of motorbikes. Yeah,
Hmm. I really agree with you because I spent a lot of time in Asia. I spent maybe 5 years over there. I mean, I visited Vietnam, but I lived in Thailand and Cambodia for a long time. And there it's also very similar. You see, in the big cities, they're really crowded, a lot of traffic, a lot of people. And in the countryside, it's less developed, so there's nothing for the people there. And when I was living in Phnom Penh in Cambodia, I thought the same as you. I thought people should maybe walk or use a bicycle, but it's impossible because you try to walk down the street and just vroom, motorbikes passing you by, and like you said, there are many accidents. I
yeah,
saw a lot of traffic accidents, even older people on bicycles and then a motorbike
yeah,
comes out of nowhere. It's terrible, but it happens over there every day, I think.
yeah. One of the factors that contribute to the problem is that many teenagers who who haven't get a degree or diploma to ride a bicycle. What is
The license, no driving license for the motorbike.
license to ride a
Hmm.
motorbike, and they show off their
Hmm.
control ability. I think
Yeah.
they they drive very fast and don't
Hmm.
care about the accidents,
Yeah.
the consequence. So
The consequences.
um, I however I know that Tokyo is one of the heavily populated cities in the
Hmm.
world, but there are not many accidents and the traffic is very good. People they walk to work like
Hmm.
uh, way to exercise, and
Yeah.
most people they walk to work, and I mean on the street there are many people, but the street
Hmm.
is mainly the road is mainly graded, uh, built
Yeah.
built built
Hmm.
for people to walk more than for cars,
Yeah.
motorbikes, and so on. So I saw a street on a YouTube in Tokyo, like people they are like ants. They
Yeah. A lot of people.
yeah. Uh, I rarely see any motorbikes or even bicycles. They walk,
Hmm.
even though
Yeah. Well, I think the development was a bit different because I think a place like Tokyo would have been planned very well and it developed quite slowly. But places like Bangkok, Phnom Penh, Ho Chi Minh City, they were poor for a long time and then just bam, they developed really, really
yeah,
quickly and they developed faster than people could accept it because in Bangkok, for example, I remember the traffic there was terrible. I heard stories that it's not as bad today, but maybe 10 years ago, that people would sit in the car and maybe it would take 8 hours to go home. 8 hours. So they would bring food, a TV, a toilet, and just, stay in the car because the traffic was so slow.
mm, however, I think the world is getting better and better every day. So
Hmm.
I think soon uh, the traffic problems will soon be solved. And
I hope so.
yeah, I read an article that everything is now more equal. Um, the economy, the
Yeah?
life, I mean everything is getting flatter. Yeah, the
Hmm.
world is flatter. I think there's even a whole book about it.
Well, I think what you're saying is correct. We could say that the world, in one way, it's getting sort of smaller because we're better connected. I mean, look at this. I'm in Portugal, you're in Vietnam, and we're doing a class now. So you see that it's getting a lot easier every day. And I think what you say is correct. I mean, things are getting better. I can imagine 20 years' time, 30 years' time, the bigger cities will be a bit quieter because people, they get a bit tired. I mean, I don't like the big cities anymore. People will be tired of the big cities. They will prefer to go to a smaller place, and that will leave more space because I remember when I was living in Phnom Penh, very crowded city, very noisy. But in April, when they have the Khmer New Year, everybody goes back to their hometown. Everybody goes back to the countryside, except for the local people and the tourists, people like me. So I thought to myself, this is excellent. I can walk down the street and there's only one or two motorbikes, not 10, I can walk by the river, walk up and down, and nothing is, I don't need to worry about the traffic because, as you know, in Asia, when you spoke about the pavement, you said in Tokyo, you thought the people were like ants. There were so many people squeezed together. But in most of South Asia, the pavement is where people leave the car, the motorbike, the noodle stall. So, you can't really walk. You can't really walk on it. I tried it before, walking around Phnom Penh, around the boulevards, and you have to walk on the road, and the motorbikes just go right past you. It's quite scary.
Yeah, that's very dangerous. I, I think
Very dangerous, yeah.
soon it will be solved. Um, uh, I think the developing countries they will soon catch up with the developed countries very soon,
Hmm.
and um, the world when it happens, the world will develop develops even faster. Like you can uh, you can live alone in the mountains, and you can still contribute to the
Yeah.
world economy by computers, by working
Hmm.
with computer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So is that something you think about? I mean, you would like to. I mean, you look quite young. I imagine you're still a student,
yeah,
but you think maybe you would like to work with computers. You would like to work online from your town.
yeah. Mm, yeah. The world is modernizing, so we have to change ourselves too. We
Hmm.
um, the way we think and the way we do. You can't keep. I mean, work like the old generation and
Hmm.
keep developing. Use more technology. Use more computer and modern devices. Um, today, robots and programs they do most of our jobs. So
Hmm.
the only thing for us to do is creativity. I mean, create everything, and uh, the only choice is to use these computers well to
Hmm.
use everything advanced. It's the only way to survive
Hmm.
in
Yeah.
the new world.
Yeah, it's great because, I think about myself, my work here on Cambly. This would have been impossible 10 years ago. I had to teach in the classroom. So I taught in Phnom Penh, I taught in Spain for a few years as well. Now I teach on Cambly, and I think it's great because all I need is to connect to the internet and I can start teaching straight away. So I'm in Portugal at the moment. Maybe in a few months I'm going somewhere else. But like we're saying, the technology. I mean, I think the technology it's making us have more freedom. We can do a lot more things.
Yeah. Um, uh, why I think about I mean my teachers, my English teachers, they said that uh, they're not. I mean, in the past, they have many struggles learning English.
Hmm.
Whenever there's a new word, they have to look look up in the dictionaries, and it costs a lot of time. And sometimes
Hmm.
the dictionary is doesn't have that word, and
Yeah.
um, everything is very hard. And try to find a English record recording to practice listening is very hard. But
Yeah.
my generation only 10 years, maybe 15 years apart. I think is much more modernized. I can
Hmm.
find English videos on YouTube very easily, and there are
Yeah.
many dictionaries like Google Translation, Cambridge, can pick online dictionaries, and so on. And
Hmm.
I have the access, access, access
Yeah.
to
Access.
access to the world most uh, the world the world's widest, biggest
Hmm.
information stock
Yeah.
uh, very easily. It's
Yeah.
internet, and
Yeah.
everybody has it.
Hmm.
So
That's absolutely correct. And what you say about using YouTube, for example, I think YouTube is great for languages because you can find any language you want on YouTube. I mean, if I want to learn Vietnamese or something like that, I mean, I can actually find a lot of that on YouTube and it's free. And also, when we spoke about dictionaries, we just have to go on to Google Translate, or in my case, I mean, on my phone, I've got three dictionaries in other languages. So, it's a started I started learning, I think 12, 13 years ago. I had a German was the first language. I had a German dictionary, really big, really heavy, had to look a long time. Now just type it in and there it is.
yeah,
So it's very convenient, the technology.
yeah, you see, it's only 15 years, about one sixth
Hmm.
of my lifetime. It's a short amount of time. So imagine about
Hmm.
uh, uh, about 30 years later, when I am
Yeah,
all grown up, everything will be so different and so
yeah.
developed. I have to cope with it. I have
Hmm.
to uh, yeah, get out of the box. I think.
Yeah, that's right. I think in 20 years' time, even things like YouTube will be old. People will say, YouTube, you still use that? No, come on, there's something else. It's going to change rapidly. And it's interesting to see because, I used to learn languages with books, with, textbooks. Now I just use YouTube videos. I also do that for my listening practice. But I think with our speaking practice, we cannot always use a computer. We do need to
Yeah,
meet a native speaker. I mean, you can speak with me here on Cambly, but if I want to speak with someone from Vietnam, for example, I can either go to Vietnam or find like something really similar to Cambly. But the thing is, we cannot really just speak to, we cannot speak to a YouTube video. We still need to speak as much as we can.
yeah, that's the role of people, the role of human. I think um, that's
Hmm.
what
Yeah.
distinct people, human from the robots, programs, and so on. We yeah, we have to improve ourselves or the aspect of what
Hmm.
only we can do. So, yeah,
Yeah. Very interesting. Yun, I just see we don't have a lot of time left. Okay, we're going to be finishing in less
yeah,
than a minute. So I just want to say that it was very nice to meet you today. I really enjoyed the conversation. And your English is really good for the teenager. Your speaking was really good. Normally, teenagers speak with a strong accent or they make a lot of mistakes. And I correct the mistakes, of course. I will always tell the students if they make a mistake. But I didn't hear anything, any mistakes, nothing bad at all. So really good. Well done.
yeah.
Very
Thank
good
you.
work.
I worked very hard on it. Yeah,
Yeah, you're doing a good job. If you call me again sometime, we can talk like this, or we could maybe choose a topic. I'll give you a topic here, and I'll give you a lot of vocabulary as well. So whatever you
yeah.
want.
So, thank you for having time with me. Um, the
No
talk was
problem.
very interesting. So, Bye. Have a nice.
Okay. Thank you very much.